What if I told you there are 7 major companies right now that will pay you a full salary, benefits included, while they train you and certify you in a tech career? No degree required, no experience required in most cases, just your application. And what if I told you that most people chasing free certifications online have no idea these programs exist, and that the application windows on some of them close in less than 24 hours after they open? I'm going to show you 7 employer-sponsored programs that pay you to get certified, what each one actually pays based on verified 2026 data, what tracks they offer, and exactly how and when to apply. These are not side projects. These are full-time paid positions with real benefits from companies you already know. So stay with me for the entire list because I checked every single figure in this video against the company's own pages and current salary data before I recorded it, and one of these programs pays for an entire associate degree with 0 debt while you work. Number 4 on here is the one that most people never find. Now let's get into it. Pause. Here is the market reality that makes this possible. Study after study has found that the vast majority of employers now say they prioritize skills over degrees, but the way they actually hire barely reflects that claim. There is a massive gap between what employers say in surveys and what they actually execute when a job posting goes live. The 7 companies on this list are the ones that decided to stop waiting for that gap to close on its own. They built their own pipelines because they could not find enough qualified people through the traditional 4-year degree hiring route, and that decision created one of the most underreported opportunities in the current job market. Quick note before we start. Pay figures come from Glassdoor, ZipRecruiter, and the company's own current career pages, checked as of mid-2026. These are ranges, not guarantees. Program availability changes by cohort, by location, and sometimes by the week. Verify current status at the links I mention, and I mean actually verify them, because these windows genuinely do open and close without warning. Pause. Program 1. IBM's New Collar Apprenticeship. And this is where I start because IBM has been running this longer than almost anyone else on this list, going back to 2017. IBM now offers more than 30 registered apprenticeship tracks covering cybersecurity, software development, data science, cloud engineering, and design. The program is full-time, it is salaried, it comes with benefits, and current data puts the average pay at roughly $52,000 a year, with the broader range landing between about $37,000 and $55,000, depending on role and location. You walk away with an industry-recognized credential and, just as important, a U.S. Department of Labor registered apprenticeship certificate, which carries weight well beyond IBM. No 4-year degree required anywhere in that process. IBM built these tracks explicitly for people who have the skills but not the traditional paperwork to prove it. Here's the one thing you absolutely need to know before you apply. Some IBM application windows stay open for as little as 24 hours. That is not an exaggeration for effect. That is how the postings actually behave. IBM opens certain cohorts, fills them fast, and closes the window. If you are serious about this one, you go to ibm.com/careers, search apprenticeship, and you check it on a regular schedule, not just once. Missing the window by a single day means waiting for the next cohort to open, and that could be months away. I give this one a 9 out of 10. The pay, the credibility of the credential, and the sheer variety of tracks are all there. The short application window is the one real catch, and you need to take it seriously if this is the one you want. Pause. Program 2, Accenture. This is one of the largest professional services firms in the world, and they have scaled their apprenticeship program across dozens of U.S. cities with thousands of apprentices trained to date. Tracks include app development, cybersecurity, cloud engineering, business architecture, project management, and data analytics. The program typically runs 6 to 12 months, and it is full pay with benefits starting from day 1, not after some probationary period. At the end of the apprenticeship, Accenture makes full-time offers to a significant share of completers, and apprenticeships now account for a meaningful portion of Accenture's entry-level U.S. hiring, which tells you this is not a small pilot program tucked away in one office. Some cybersecurity track completers have reported offers landing around $115,000 a year, according to Glassdoor disclosures, though that figure sits at the higher end and reflects strong performers moving into specialized roles. The baseline requirements are simple. You need to be 18 or older, hold a high school diploma, and have work authorization in the United States. That is genuinely the bar. I give this one a 9.5 out of 10 because the combination of scale, real pay, and a clear pathway to a career-level offer makes it one of the strongest programs on this entire list. Pause. Program 3, LinkedIn Reach, and this one is the hidden gem of the group. LinkedIn runs an internal apprenticeship program feeding directly into their own engineering and data teams. The tracks include AI and machine learning engineering, back-end engineering, cybersecurity, and data science. Pay runs roughly $47,000 to $68,000 a year, with full-time employee benefits, health coverage, a 401k, and a portion of your paid work time is set aside specifically for your own skill development. That last part matters more than people realize because it means you are being paid to keep learning, not just to produce output. Here is what makes Reach genuinely different from almost everything else on this list. They do not lead with your resume. Candidates are evaluated primarily through essays and take-home technical projects. Your career history is not the gatekeeper here. Your actual thinking and your actual work are. The catch is that Reach runs a deliberately small number of spots per cycle, which means competition is intense. But if you are someone who has the skills without the traditional pedigree, this program was built with exactly you in mind. I give this one a 10 out of 10 for anyone who has been quietly building real skills without a resume that reflects it. The evaluation model alone makes it worth the application. Pause. Now, quick pause. Of the first three, IBM, Accenture, or LinkedIn Reach, which one actually fits your situation right now? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one, and it genuinely helps me understand where people watching this are starting from. And while you're down there, 3 out of 4 people watching this channel right now are not subscribed. If this has been useful so far, hit the subscribe button. I put out free breakdowns exactly like this every single week. No paywall, no catch. All right, let's get back into the list. Pause. Program 4, Aon. And this is the one almost nobody talks about, which is exactly why it earns its spot at number 4. Aon is one of the largest professional services firms in the world in risk management and insurance, and their apprenticeship program runs 2 full years. You receive a full salary from day one, confirmed at $46,200 to start, with potential pay increases every 6 months through the program, plus full-time employee benefits including health insurance and paid time off. And here's the part that separates this from everything else on this list. Aon pays your tuition, books, and fees in full for an accredited associate's degree while you work, through their partner community colleges. Let that actually sit for a second. You finish this program with 0 education debt, a real associate degree, and 2 years of professional experience at a major global company, all at the same time. The degree requirement that has kept people out of certain roles simply disappears before you ever hit that wall. Tracks run through business, risk, insurance, and related professional services roles. The requirement to apply is just a high school diploma or equivalent, nothing more. Here is the timing you actually need to know, and I confirm this directly against Aon's current careers page. Applications open on January 1st, positions are posted in March, and cohorts typically begin in August. So if you are watching this outside that window, search Aon Apprenticeship now, get on their interest list, and watch specifically for the March posting date. Miss March, and you are waiting a full year for the next cycle. I give this one a 10 out of 10. No other program on this list eliminates both the debt problem and the degree problem simultaneously while paying you the entire time you're doing it. Pause. Program 5, the Boeing Technical Apprenticeship Program, known internally as BTAP. This one is for the career changers who have looked at cybersecurity from the outside and assumed they were already too late to break in. This is the one for you. BTAP places apprentices directly into active cybersecurity work, including incident response and threat hunting, cloud security architecture, and information system security tied to Boeing's defense and aerospace operations. Confirmed starting pay begins around $45,000, with structured step increases that bring it up to roughly $60,000 by the point you're about 80% through the program, based on the program's own federal grant documentation. You walk away with a Department of Labor registered apprenticeship credential, plus higher education credits that count toward future degree programs if you choose to pursue one later. No degree is required to get in. Boeing selects based on aptitude and demonstrated interest rather than a diploma on paper. If you have been self-studying cybersecurity, working through labs on your own time, holding a CompTIA certification, or you can otherwise show a documented pattern of building toward this field, you are exactly the candidate profile they are looking for. Apply at jobs.boeing.com and search cybersecurity apprenticeship, or search BTAP directly. I give this one a 9 out of 10. The starting pay is lower than some others on this list, but the clearance track credentialing that comes out of working on classified defense systems has essentially no ceiling over a full career, and defense sector cybersecurity professionals with real experience regularly clear well past $100,000 down the line. Pause. Program 6, Microsoft Leap. This one runs 16 weeks total. 4 weeks in a virtual classroom, followed by 12 weeks embedded directly on real Microsoft product teams, including Azure, Xbox, Bing, and Office 365. Tracks include cloud engineering, data analytics, UX design, software engineering, and product management. It is full-time and fully paid throughout. Microsoft reports that the large majority of LEAP graduates move directly into tech roles after completing the program, which is a strong completion to hire signal compared to a lot of boot camp style alternatives out there. LEAP is specifically designed for people coming from non-traditional backgrounds who already have some base technical foundation, not necessarily a degree, not necessarily a formal credential, but demonstrable knowledge you can actually show. If you have been working through Microsoft Learn courses and can point to that history, you are squarely in their target candidate profile. I give this one a 9 out of 10 for career trajectory alone. 12 weeks embedded on an actual Microsoft product team is the kind of resume line that opens doors well beyond Microsoft itself, because hiring managers everywhere recognize what that experience means. Pause. Program 7, Google's apprenticeship track. Full-time, 40 hours a week, running 12 to 24 months depending on which track you're placed into. Tracks include data analytics, IT support, UX design, software development, and project management. You receive a competitive stipend from day one, and upon completion, you earn a Department of Labor recognized national credential. The requirements are a high school diploma, or GED, and less than 1 year of relevant prior experience in the field, meaning Google built this specifically for people entering the industry for the first time, not people already established in it. Apply directly at google.com/about/careers/buildyourfuture/apprenticeships. I give this one a 9 out of 10. Having Google on your resume opens doors everywhere else in the industry, not just inside Google itself. And that halo effect alone makes the application worth your time even if you don't end up staying long term. Pause. Now here is how you should actually think about all 7 of these together. These programs are not mutually exclusive with the free certifications you might already be working through. The strongest approach, and the one I genuinely recommend, is to build your free credential foundation while you apply, whether that's Trailhead, IBM Skills Build, or Google Career Certificates, whatever lines up with the track you're targeting. Then apply to every single program on this list that fits your location and your timeline. Most people who try this apply to exactly one program and wait. The people who actually get in apply to several at once and let the odds work in their favor. Timing matters more than almost anything else here, so let me lay it out one more time clearly. IBM, check frequently, because Windows move fast and without much warning. Accenture runs rolling applications through most of the year, so there's more flexibility there. LinkedIn Reach, watch their careers page closely for the next open cycle since spots are limited. Aon, applications open January 1st, positions post in March, and the cohort begins in August, so March is genuinely your moment to act. Boeing, check jobs.boeing.com on a regular basis. Microsoft Leap, check microsoft.com/leap. Google, check their careers page and search apprenticeship directly. Pause. One more thing worth saying before we close this out. A lot of people watch a list like this and mentally sort themselves out before they even open the application. They assume the no experience required line is marketing language and that recruiters are quietly still filtering for degrees behind the scenes. Based on how these 7 programs are actually structured, that assumption doesn't hold up the way it might for a general entry-level job posting. These are registered, funded pipelines with headcount targets attached to them, which means the company has already committed budget and hiring goals to filling these specific seats with people who don't have the traditional paperwork. That's a very different incentive than a hiring manager sorting through 500 resumes for one open role. It doesn't mean the process is easy. Aon and LinkedIn Reach in particular are competitive, but it does mean you are not fighting the same uphill battle you'd face applying to a standard posting with a degree requirement baked into the job description. Pause. 7 programs, 7 companies, full pay, full benefits, and in most cases, no degree required to get in the door. The traditional path is getting more expensive and more crowded every year. These 7 companies built a different door because they had to, and right now that door is still relatively quiet. The question is whether you're still standing on the sideline when the next cohort opens. If this helped you, hit subscribe, because I break down opportunities exactly like this every single week, fully sourced, fully verified, no fluff. Keep climbing, and I'll see you in the next one.